Hey guys, and welcome back to High School Musical, the series. I'm your host, Chae Jones, and I cannot do this alone. I have the amazing co host, Mr. Jeff Williams Jr.
Thank you for the amazing and always awesome intro. You're one of a kind. I'm just happy I can be on the show with you and talk
Aw.
about High School Musical, the series. Let's go. Let's get
I mean,
into it.
there's so many things to talk about because it's Showtime. They are performing their Beauty and the Beast production for the Mankey's Judge, and they're obviously everybody's nervous. Big Red is popping Pepto Bismol and running in and out. So the nerves are there. Carlos didn't speak for the entireness of the beginning for a while. So the nerves are getting to everybody. Nini is passing, thank you cards, for everybody for opening night. Obviously, her and Ricky haven't wrote anything, so we'll find out next episode what is on the paper. Gina and EJ are very excited for their date after the show, and Gina's brother, played by the amazing, incomparable Jordan Fisher, Jamie, makes an appearance in this episode. There's so many things to talk about and more, but I want to start off with obviously Jordan Fisher guest starring in this episode as Jamie. And obviously, it seems like Gina wanted her mom to come. Obviously, her mom isn't showing up. She sent a surprise instead, and it was her older brother Jamie, who we find out it's semi-famous because he's a music producer, and they have a beautiful moment. We're gonna start with the first part before we get into whole Jamie EJ part. So let's start with just the reconciliation of brother and sister in this moment. How did you feel watching that scene?
I thought it was fun watching the scene because you can kind of see even in the short time, the chemistry that they had between one another. Like there's a good moment that they had between one another. You could see that they kind of had a relationships. It almost came off as though they grew up together. You know what I'm saying? In those short scenes, so it's cool to watch. I'm a big fan of Jordan Fisher. I've seen him on multiple other things. It's kind of funny that his episode of High School Musical, the series, is aligning with his appearances on the Flash. I watch both shows, so this is a great time for him and a great time for television. So yeah, it was fun to watch. But with that said, I didn't like his character in this episode. He's here to put a wrench into momentum, this modem that we want to call Gina and EJ, and he just like, let me just mess this up a little bit, and that's what he does.
Yeah, speaking
And
of
I
that, let's
think
get
and I
into
think it has something
EJ.
to do with him being a brother and not just an older brother and not just a casual uh, watcher buyer. I'll talk more about it later.
Let's get into that. So EJ is feeling really great after seeing Gina perform, and he comes out really excited, and some reason Jamie catches him coming out, and so this is I had so many questions. I'm like, because obviously Miss Mazar got a phone call right before. So did he tell EJ to go outside for like to lead up to this moment? Why EJ just with the coat on covering his costume? There was a reason why he was led out there, right? That
Mm-hmm.
like there was no happenstance. Like it was a setup from get go, and Jamie as Jordan says that Gina like really needs a big brother figure, and how he's so happy about that. That's sketchy. Just the whole thing is sketchy. But obviously EJ's feelings are hurt a little bit. You can tell he's a little heartbroken, and Jamie is just, it was great meeting you. And he's out. That was just. What were your thoughts in that encounter?
At first, I thought it was genuine in the fact that he just thought he was a friend. Like, as in, Jordan's character just thought EJ was a friend to Gina, and he was being genuine. But looking back on it, knowing that he's the big brother, knowing that he's only there for so long, and he has to kind of make sure he's protecting her, he's gonna kind of, he's gonna kind of like push them away a little bit. He's gonna kind of play with him. Say the bigger brother, because he knows there's an age difference. If she brought him up, if he knows about him, he knows the age difference.
A
So
year. I'm sorry.
I I'm sorry, but hey,
A
he
year.
knows the age different. He knows he's about to go to college. That means something. That means something. So his brother could just be protecting her.
Okay, see me, I only have an older sister and we're 10 years apart. So nothing ever, mesh in the sense of people coming in and messing up my life basically. Especially in high school when everything is already so emotional. If I was Gina and I would eventually find out that my brother stopped me from going on a date, even like I didn't even get a date first. You could at least let me date him first before you try to throw a wrench into something to see, because they still don't know what it is. They hope it's a date. They hope they can get a
Mm-hmm.
relationship out of it, but they still haven't took that step yet. Tonight was gonna be that step, and for this older brother who she hardly sees to think it's his right to do that, I'm sorry, you get no love. That's like the one thing where I was just, I love you, Jordan, but Jamie needs to go. Like, you need to go back to LA, do what you do, stay on your side of the country, I'll stay on mine. And, okay, you told me you are a younger sibling. However, even no matter how old your sister is, you're going to feel your job to protect her. Would you do something like this?
Would I do something like this? It depends. I would do my research. If I feel like he's not the right person, I'd find ways to put wrenches into the throw wrenches into this relationship. But I mean, I get it. I get where he came from. He's an older brother. He wants to make sure that she's doing the right thing. She's not worried about some dude that's going off to college. He's gonna just throw this, see what happens. If he takes it, if EJ just like, oh, you know what, I probably shouldn't do it. It is what it is. I'm just an older brother. He didn't care that much anyways. So this is just a test.
This I understand what pisses me off the most is that I understand exactly what you're saying, but that does not make it right.
It doesn't make it right, but it does make you
right.
a protect. It makes you a protective brother.
Until your younger sister find out, she make your life hell or won't talk to you no more, and you gonna ask why.
Yeah.
Because while I am a younger sister, and while I understand it is you want to protect me, you can't protect me from hurt. I'm gonna get hurt at some point in my life, and if I don't learn from it when I'm younger, when I get older, I'm not gonna know how to deal with it.
Yeah, but sometimes you do want them in your corner.
I don't not want you.
Even when you say you don't want them in your corner, it's always good to have. Like my sister's 3.5 years older than me. I've gotten in some crazy situations when I was younger, and she was right there fighting the dudes too. So like it happens. We need our siblings in our corner. Sometimes our
Being
siblings
your
go. Hold on. Sometimes
okay.
our siblings go too far. Sometimes our siblings meddle too much, but we need them. So yes, this might have been a meddling too much, but it's realistic. It happens. He's testing them. If he passes the test, we'll see. Have you seen Bad Boys 2? It could be worse.
Why you want to use that way too as a reference?
Look, it could be worse.
It is true, and while you do want I will say this, though you do want your siblings in your corner, you also want them to trust your ability to trust somebody first, because he's not going to date you, he's dating me. So whether he passes test or not, I'm the only one who can decide if he's worthy. You don't get to make the decision for me, because mom thinks he's too charming. He could just be a charming person. Charming is not exactly a negative trait. It can be when
Yeah.
the way it's used, but that doesn't also necessarily mean it is a bad trait.
Yeah, but I wonder what his social media looks like, because we know EJ in the past has not had the best social media. He's came off as the jock. He's played the jock well, and if an older brother's coming in, he sees that, he knows the guy's charming. He knows the guy's about to be in college in about a week and a half. Hey,
You know,
you're a great older brother. Thank you for being a role model for my sister. Wink, wink. That's just like when the bad kids go to the dean's office. Like, you know what? We want you to be the role model for the students, for the younger kids. We need you to be the example. And no, they're really saying get your A in line because you're doing really bad. Like it happens. So this is that situation.
It just broke my heart watching EJ's face. And I just
Yeah.
feel like he will break off their date instead of just talking to Gina. Like, just in my mind, like, just talk to her. That's literally all I want to happen next episode. But obviously we don't know what's gonna happen. We think we know what's gonna happen, and we can almost imagine the scenario that is gonna happen. Cause she got all dolled up, she is ready. But the face that he turned to her in that sneak peek was just like, she's gonna get crushed, and I am really upset at Jamie right now. Breaks
Yeah.
my heart. A little
I
bit.
mean, I don't. We could foreshadow later. We could
We,
foreshadow later.
a little foreshadowing for those who have not seen the sneak peek for episode 12, Second Chances.
Yes.
Some people are gonna, well, technically it's a third chance for Ricky and Nini. We'll find out. But hopefully they get a second chance.
For what?
Oh, we have
Like
Kayla
nothing has changed.
in the chat.
Nothing has changed. Oh yes, let's go.
Kayla in the chat.
What's up?
She says, "I feel E will also break off the date." Yeah, the foreshadowing is real. And
not my guy EJ.
Yeah.
I got faith. I think he's gonna call it out. I think he's like, yo, I want this to be a date, but if you think of me as an older brother, let me just put it out right now and see what's good. I think he's gonna be the bigger man. He is a senior. He doesn't have much time. I think that's what he's gonna say. But we love your comments. Please keep commenting because we love interacting with you.
She says, "I'm not a fan. There's been too many comments from other characters about how EJ and Gina are basically family." And and she loves us amazing African Americans who watch the show as well. So
Thank you. We love you for commenting and enjoying this show and engaging with us.
thank you. Seriously, thank you for commenting.
Yes.
Don't forget to leave a comment. Tell your friends that we're here. We have so many episodes before they can tune in and give their opinions on, because we really, sometimes me and Jeff really does get into it. We need a tiebreaker. So that's what you guys are here for, to be the tiebreaker in this relationship that we have. But
And let Chae know who is right.
haven't you ever learned that even when a girl is wrong, she is still right? I mean, yeah, always.
We'll see what the comments say.
We'll find out, because I know girls got my back in this. So we're gonna jump into Miss Lily showing up for the performance, because Howie wasn't the only North High to show up. Lily showed up to have a little pre-show conversation with Ricky, and it was actually nice, charming, deceptively so, because I don't trust her, but that's more of an intuition thing than anything else. But guys are not always that smart. Sorry, Jeff. It is true. And Ricky has made a lot of poor decisions lately, so because he's falling for it. He's falling hook, line, and sinker for all the things that Lily is telling him. I mean, granted, she did give up some could be true facts about herself, that her dad got remarried. It took her a while before she even got to look at the new wife as an actual person coming in, because Ricky sees Miss Jen and his dad just talking, thinking that they lied to him and that they've been in a secret relationship the whole time. Dude, she's been freaking out. She has no time for him, okay? But that's another conversation. So how did you feel with Miss Lily and Ricky scene before the show?
I agree with you. It was frustrating because we don't want to see Ricky mess up. We want to see Ricky kind of succeed, learn from his mistakes, and not get tempted by Miss, I want to be a distraction. I'm going to ruin everything. I'm a little psycho. But I think this is where we're going to, as an audience, we as the audience are going to fall for the same trick for Ricky again. And I don't want to do that. I think he's going to, you know how when he was first talking to Gina, how he was so attentive, how we all thought, yeah, him and Gina have a lot of things in common. they should probably be together. Oh, I mean, it's like she's relating to him on these notes. There's so much going on. And then he was like, "Yeah, I still like you as a friend. Like I didn't know you felt that way. Like I never felt. I can still see him doing that with old girl from North High, but he's still worried about Jeannie. No, wasn't it Nina? Nina. He's still worried about Nina
I
because
mean,
right
he
now that's
is
her name,
Nina, of
and
course.
I'm gonna get it correct.
He
Nina.
is, in a way, defending Lily because even when Big Red said, "Oh, Ashlyn gets bad vibe from her with the mean eyes,"
Mm-hmm.
he's like, "Her name is Lily," and like it was just a comment, but you can tell he was kind of in defense of her because he's feeling that the way we see her isn't who she is. But baby, one more time, if somebody shows you who they are, believe them. In the great words of Miss Maya
Exactly.
Angelou. But let him believe that because later in the episode, Ricky's rig is gone. For the big number from beast to man, handsome man, for the end of the show. And the last shot we get is Miss Lily holding the rig over her seat. And it's just like, you know you shouldn't trust her. Like, you knew it. She tells, like, she will do anything to win. That is who she comes off as. She did it from the beginning in the auditions to now. She's gonna
Yep.
do whatever she can to win. And it was just a lot. And obviously Miss Jen is going through a lot. Even her words of inspiration to Ashlyn and Ricky weren't inspirational, comforting,
At all.
anything at all. It was just my disappointment has numbed. That's all I got. Cause obviously she really wants to be Zachy, but she also really wants what she knows the kids deserve at the same time. And it's like these two balancing forces are just going on and on in her head, and she just can't get it to like the one central more Miss Jen that we're used to, the more encouraging and kind words that we're used to getting
Yep.
from her in this time. And even her explosion later, when the rig is gone, for Ricky just to jump from somewhere way high to, do his transformation. And it was just dead silent. And she knew she had gone too far at that moment. And she just, walked out. What were your thoughts about Miss Jen this entire episode?
I feel like it was unresolved because like she decided, I mean, like she was really frustrated, she was really stressed out, and she kind of blew up on everybody, and the show kind of still needed to go on. So it's like it was cool. I mean, that wasn't cool. It is what it is. It's stressful, but you got to be the centerpiece. You got to be the one that holds it down for everybody. And if you're not, use that as a storyline and continue that storyline. So I don't know if wait, let me I did let me that's I'm wrong. They did story. They did that's Mraz. Doctor not Doctor M. Mr. M talked to him, correct?
Mr. M. Oh no, it was
Talked to
Nina.
Miss Wait,
It,
so what did am I getting the therapy scene confused?
oh yeah, that was last episode.
Oh, okay. I'm getting those confused. Because then what was the payout? What was the payoff for this?
So she walked
Because
out.
I'm getting confused because I didn't
Nina.
think there was a payoff.
It was more of them deciding to go back to the original of the
Yeah.
spin and him just throwing the beast mask at Natalie again.
No, but what I'm asking is what was the payoff of Miss Jen getting mad, going off, kind of like going too far, and then her storming out? Like where
Uh,
does that storyline go? Where like that is
Hopefully
what
we'll
I'm
find
asking.
out for next episode because it wasn't
Because
it wasn't finished. What it ended was with
that's where I would,
Nini reminding
yeah. So I
everybody,
mean,
you know.
yeah, no, I get that part. see, I was getting confused for a second. That's where my frustration lies, is where because I feel like that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of going off on the students, kind of like, okay, this is too far, and then they just like kind of drop that storyline. I feel like they could have kind of used that maybe earlier. That could have been part of the therapy scene with Mr. M and stuff. But like, I felt like that was something that you can't just drop. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they say something more in the, even if it's like a speech in the next episode, and be like, look, obviously I was crazy, but like, they're already in the middle of the play, so like, I don't know if it's gonna happen. So we'll see.
I mean, I think it legit will have to get addressed before curtain call, or at least after curtain call. Um, but Natalie was holding it down. She was. I will continue to say that she is amazing. She's my favorite guest star character, because she just says her lines and she'll just hit them, and they're just amazing. If you do not spend $20 at the concession stands, you do not support the arts. I love her. She is a spirit animal I need more of in my life. What else did she say? She said, "Please remain in your same character parts when,
Oh yeah,
when
that
you
was
come
great.
back." There would be no role changes in the second act. It was like just calling everybody out, but like still kind of making fun. It was just
Because
these little
there's no
moments.
understudy this. I was gonna say there's no understudies this year.
Yeah, there are no understudies. Both your wrist is broken, my wrist is broken. We just gonna do it. We
That was
have no
great.
choice. Um, their production of Be Our Guest was so amazing. I cannot get over Julia as Belle. Like, the continued spins, like at the end before Belle, like, just closes and freezes. I just fall more in love with Ashlyn and Julia as a person. That's all I have to say about it. I just fall more and more in love with these characters in these performances, and I never thought I could. And they do something
Yep.
that makes me just fall more and more in love with them. How did you feel about Be Our Guest?
I mean, VR Guest was probably one of my favorite performances of the series so far. It just showcased, like you said, Ashlyn killed it, but I felt like Courtney almost stole the show. Like, in her role as Mrs. Potts, in those certain moments that she was on screen, because there wasn't even a lot, she was killing it in the song and the dance. Like, she looked great out there, and I mean, it was really cool to see. And then Carlos killed it. Um, Even though he was freaked out at the beginning, when as soon as those lights turned on, he turned on, and it was great to see. The whole piece was really cool. But yeah, I really enjoyed Courtney in that scene as well. I thought she killed it. I thought she stood out for me.
She did. She just came in with the big poof and just it was amazing. And you can even tell Howie. It was like more than he was impressed. He was just like in awe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so amazing to see. But obviously, it's not the only thing, because she ran into him during intermission, and it seemed like he was trying to get away from her, and she's kind of confused because she forgave him. Obviously, at this point, it seems like she's forgiven him, and she's wants that relationship back, but he's kind of pulling back, and she doesn't know. And like she told me, she's starting to doubt herself. And I don't know but this is more for me. I personally just thought that it wasn't that he wanted to get away from her, or maybe okay, so this is two scenarios to me. One, he either was in on it with Lily to take the rig, or
Oh yeah.
two, he was helping Big Red with something that was going on the South Highway that he kept running in and out of the dang on production for. Because he wanted either he wanted to surprise Ashlyn or not. Like, something's going on the South Highway, and I'm assuming Big Red can't do it alone. So
So you're gonna play the middle and literally say there's two scenarios. What
those
scenario
are
do you
my two
no?
scenarios that I think of.
What
What
I
scenario do you think
is
of?
You can't say he's either good or bad. He is either good or bad. You can't say he's both.
I didn't say
It's
he's
a good
both.
chance he's both. But he would be bad if he stole it. He would be good if he's helping Big Red. But I'm going with bad. I'm picking one side. He stole it. He's sitting right next to Lily. It's right. It's
He's
probably
not
touching
sitting next
his
to
leg.
Lily. They're not sitting next
He's
to
not
each
sitting
other.
next to Lily.
No. They're
Who's
not
he
sitting
sitting next to?
He ain't sitting next to Lily.
Who is he sitting next to?
Some random person.
All right,
but it
well,
wasn't
I need to
Lily.
rewatch it. He was
Right, we
acting
both have to rewatch it because I could. They are not sitting next to each other.
Either way, he was acting sus when he was trying to be around Courtney. He was trying to leave. There was no reason for it. He's like, hey, I need to help Big Red with something. He could have easily said that.
Yeah,
I
but
need to help
if
a
she's
friend with
also
something.
looking for
I
Big
could
Red,
have
then
easily
she's
said
gonna
that.
go with him. Ruin the surprise.
No. Just say no. Just say I need to go do this. I'll talk about it later. I love you. Adios. Bye. Say something. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say I love you after I lied to you and you just forgave me, and then I'm gonna run off. That's the quickest way to me to dump you.
No, he sounded suspect. He is suspect. He's working for Lily.
We are definitely gonna find out. Because we're just gonna find out. And I know there's a new song for the last episode, and it's actually called Second Chances. And I did hear it, and it is legit it's a 4-person song between Ricky, Nina, and Gina and EJ. And within it, it's just them going back to when they first auditioned for High School Musical. And if it looking back differently, if we would have met to that time, would anything have been different?
Yep.
Would it be the same? Would it have changed? What the second chance I would have got? There's so much we don't know about what's going to happen in the next episode because so many things are still left up in the air. One, I need to know what Big Red was doing in the South Hallway. What did he create a time capsule? What's popping? I have those questions. I don't know. I'm really excited. I hope we at least get to see the whole storm the castle part of it. Also, because I really do want to see him be LeFou for a moment. Yeah, we got to see them perform Gaston earlier in the season, but I want to see them in costume. I want to see them perform any number personally, or at least have Courtney in with Beauty and the Beast, and I'll be happy. At the end. Because obviously I know we saw it early in the season, but I actually was kind of hoping we would have saw that too of her in the yellow dress. Which we might actually get to, because technically second act, no, they're actually at the transformation part. So they're actually at the, if I believe correctly, where they are in the thing. The reason the orchestra kept going was because they're right at the part where the Beast transformation. So we've missed the yellow dress and everything. Yeah. I think I was actually looking forward to seeing that part, only because obviously besides Be Our Guest is so iconic. It's literally iconic for the production. And so that I actually would have loved to have seen that. In the dress, I would have, how she would have did it, just everything. I mean, Beggars Can't Be Choosers. It still was an amazing performance that we've seen so far. So I'm really looking forward to see, but I'm also confused, in my mind, if Gaston, if he killed you, how you gonna spin a table? Those are, I don't know why that makes it, why that was a question I had in my head. It just was.
We're not gonna worry about
obviously,
it. We're not gonna worry about it. We're just not gonna worry about it. It's fine.
But the judge before the long orchestra number seemed to have a fun time. He seemed to have a lot of fun. The whole little sugar cubes being thrown to the audience. He loved it. And maybe I also think that's probably why Lily might have even took it. Because she, if she's, even though she's watching Ricky, she's watching the judge too. And if he's liking it, I gotta put a stop to this. Mm-hmm. Kayla says she likes that Lily has been kept the villain. And says that Ricky, the loyalty is complicated, but him befriending and entertaining Lily, being loyal to the friends who are hurt by Lily's actions. So.
I mean, but you know who also was the villain early of last year? Gina.
EJ. Oh, Gina. Oh, sorry, EJ.
I mean, it was literally Gina. She literally tried to. I mean, they worked together and tried to sabotage her. Either way, she's one of the villains. Guess what? She's a nice girl now. And guess what? Ricky literally did the same thing with her. So it is what it is. I see it happening again.
But the
Guess
difference
what?
is
Guess what
when
history
the
does?
difference is
Repeats itself.
when it was with Ricky with Gina, his goal the entire time was to always get back with Nini. That was the entire goal. He never lost sight of that goal, even when he did have those talks with Gina. Which is why in his mind it was just like, oh, friends, we're friends, and she can understand a little bit what I'm going through because she's going like and like that was always the goal. But now he's broken up with Nini. They for like almost a month now, and the goal isn't to get her back. He wrote a whole song about letting go, and he's never gonna sing it for her. So
Yeah, why is he not gonna sing it for her? Because it's already too late. She like is already am let go. Like what's the point of him not singing it?
I can't remember the reason why
He said
told Carlos.
he's like it doesn't work anymore. Like it doesn't fit anymore. And I'm like, why not?
So either you're
Because
not letting go or
exactly. So we so
There's so
that's
many
where I'm at.
things.
There's too many question marks. But guess what? We always know where his heart lies, and his heart lies with Nina.
Yeah, but
If you're
they're
nasty.
both gonna have. Oh, okay. You're gonna do Miss Jackson on me. Okay, cool. For all you people, that was a Janet Jackson reference. Look it up. We're not gonna explain it. It takes a certain je ne sais quoi to understand what that means. I'm just gonna say it like that and leave it. But obviously, there are so many questions still left unanswered. Why is Howie distant? What's in the South hallway? Is EJ gonna just mess up the best thing that could be in his life, even if he only gets it for 3 or 4 months before he go to college?
Yeah.
Personally, it's better to have the time you can't have with someone than keep asking yourself what if after. That's just me. What are Nini and Ricky gonna show each other on those cards? Because they were both blank when we saw them. Is Lily gonna get caught for bad sportsmanship or whatever the theater reference would that be? Because I actually don't know what it is. Miss Jen needs to apologize for her freak outness. And oh yeah, we still need to know if she's gonna choose anybody. Technically, she was leaning more towards Benjamin the last couple episodes, obviously because her and Mike have decided to like not let a relationship affect Ricky right now. But then he pops up backstage. Like, sir, you could have gave these to your son after the show. You did not have to bring them back here, and you didn't even find him. Anybody else want to toss a hat into the reason why he came backstage? Jeff, how you feel about that?
Really, like if I'm Ricky, I'm pissed. You pick the night of my show to come backstage and interact with my teacher. If I see this, that's gonna throw him off. Like Ricky's vulnerable right now. Like if he sees that, that's gonna throw him off. Hopefully, this is not a repeat of season 1 with his dad though this time. So that's why I'm hoping the story doesn't go, but it doesn't look good.
Well, he
and
said,
I feel like another question we need to know is who's gonna win the Mankeys? Like what? That's the biggest thing we've been fighting for all season. That's the question I need to know.
That is true. We still have to find out who is going to win the Mankeys, which hopefully we will find out for next season. I mean, not next season, next episode, because it is the last. I hope there will not be any cliffhanger questions left, but there could be, which means there has to be season 3 because you can't leave me like this. Especially because I really want a season 3 just so I can have a whole High School Musical graduation scene moment. And let's just end it at 3 seasons and we could do that, but let's end it at 3 seasons and give me High School Musical, like do the whole thing, and let's like have EJ in the cap and gown.
Oh, his graduation.
Because I believe he is the only senior that's in the genre.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
like, so that would have to be at the beginning of the 3rd season, or at the end of tomorrow's episode.
It's only spring. Technically, like it's only
what they gonna do.
It's only
but what
April,
they gonna do?
I think.
What would you do
April
for a 3rd season? If you're not
That,
doing the next the next if they're not doing the next season, they got at least do summer.
well, the question is if they. Oh, that would be
Summer
fun.
break.
Out
Summer
with
break would be
Theo
dope.
and with the new. I would love them to like travel to the whole like take the spa, whatever
That would be
Sharpay.
cool.
I can't remember.
EJ and Ashlyn have like a rich house that they didn't tell anybody about. We're in a house for the summer. Yes, because you know EJ's rich.
I mean, that is very true. That would be like that would be a fun little theory or something to happen for season 3. Maybe the first half of it be summer, and then the other half would be the winter musical, a new one.
Yep.
Or if let's say if they did win the Mankeys, what would they do next? Why stop at 1 year and not go for 2?
Exactly.
So there's so
It's
many
gonna be
questions.
interesting. It's gonna be interesting because EJ is a main character as of now. Where is he gonna be a side character? Is he gonna go to a college that's closer and then just be just like play the Mr. M kind of role where he's not in every episode, but he kind of just like pops up. So it's gonna be interesting.
He's gonna be an alien because he's gonna be in Zombies 3. That's what EJ's gonna be. For
True,
those who do
he
not
is.
know, Matt is going to be in Zombies 3. They are currently filming right now up in Canada. I cannot wait to see the amazingness and the talentedness that is Matt Cornett. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 11, Showtime of High School Musical, the series Aftershow. Jeff, where can all people find you on social media if they don't already know?
Well, if you don't already know, what are you doing? But if you don't know and you want to know, you can follow me at Jeff Will Jr. on all your social media platforms.
And you guys can find me at Real Chae Jones on all my social media platforms and ShaeJones.com if you want to stay up to date on new things that's going on with me. Thank you so much, Kayla, in the chat. You were amazing. Thank you for tuning in. And guys, we have one more episode, and I am not ready for it to end.
Me
It
neither.
will not. I don't think it's gonna be this Friday. We'll update, but we'll make sure we'll post when we're gonna update, and you guys can tune in.